Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Excel Bytes with today's Excel blog post. Today we're just going to show you a couple different numbering techniques using basic if statements that you can use to either count the number of items or the frequency of an item in a list, or to maybe number accounts or part numbers or something using if statements to do so. So let's see how we can do that in Excel. So here's two scenarios here. In the first scenario, I have a list of, could be customers, salespeople, accounts, part numbers, locations, whatever. And I just want to simply count the frequency here. In column C, I just want to list, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then when it switches, restart the numbering sequence again, all the way down to the bottom of my list. So we're just going to use this if statement to create that scenario. So I'm just going to go into the first cell here, cell C2, and I'm going to enter equals if D2 equals D1, then C1 plus 1. If not, just give me a 1. Close that, hit enter, and you can see in the first cell it just gave me the number 1, and when I copy it down, it counts the number 1 down to 6 for Thomas. When it realizes it switched to Edsel, counts 1 through 5, etc., down to the bottom. So let's just take a look at this again. So it's basically saying, does D2 equal D1? In this case, does Thomas equal name? Well, it does not. If it did, take C1, which is the word count, plus 1, but since it does not, just give me the number 1. We'll go down to the next one. If Thomas equals Thomas, then give me C2, the number above, plus 1, so it gave me a 2, and it copies it all the way down. Down in cell C8, we're saying, does Edsel equal Thomas? Well, it does not, so then just give me a 1 instead of taking C7 plus 1, so it restarts the count again. So just a simple way to number or count the number of items that you have in a list like this. If you then wanted to convert this to paste values, I can highlight it. I like to use the trick of catching the edge here, right-clicking, pulling it off, dropping it back on, and then copy here as values only. Now I've converted all those numbers just to values. Now let's say instead we wanted to identify these with a part number or an account number or something. So all of the Thomases are the same number, all the Edsels are the next number up, Ravine the next number, etc. With this, you need to enter your start number in the first cell. So just for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to enter a number 1. Now in the second cell, I'm going to type our formula equals if H3 equals H2, then give me G2. If not, give me G2 plus 1. Close that, and you can see it gave me the same number. Again, does Thomas equal Thomas? It does, then just give me the number above. If it didn't, add a number 1 to that. I'll copy that down, and now you can see all of Thomas are number 1, Edsel 2, Ravine 3, Smothers number 4. And I can put any starting number here in the beginning I want. Let's say I want it to be 201. I can hit enter, and now it'll give me 201, 202, 203, etc. Now let's say we have various locations, plants, etc., and we wanted to identify those maybe beginning with some kind of alphabetic indication. Let's say I want these locations to be GR-201, 202, 203. Well, we can do that with custom formatting. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to highlight the cells I want to custom format, and I'll use the keyboard shortcut Control-1, and that'll bring up the Formatting Cells dialog box. And I'm going to go down to the Custom option here. And what I'll do is enter into this area where it says Type. I'm going to enter a quote or double quote. I'll type GR dash and close that quote, and then identify how many characters I want it to be. Let's say I'm just going to put 3 characters in. and I'll say OK. Now it's converted all that to GR dash and the number. Notice though I've only entered the number 201, but with the custom formatting I did, it's going to put the GR dash in front of whatever number I enter. Let's say I want this to just to be number 1. Since I've identified it as 3 characters wide, it's going to change it to GR 001, 002, 003, etc., even though I just entered the number 1. And there you have it. I hope you like what you see. If you do like what you see here, please take a minute to share this post on your favorite social network. I can be found on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I hope you enjoy this. If you'd like to see more, please feel free to stop by my website, excel-bytes.com, and I hope you subscribe. So have a great day and happy excelling.